Hello. Welcome to Just Jenna. You have no idea how excited I am that you're here. I'll be sharing the wisdom, questions, and curious little truths I've gathered along the way. From brilliant thinkers to weird memes, from ancient texts to the knowing of nature. Some of what I've learned came from books, some from breakdowns, some from simply paying attention, and some from fumbling through it myself. My hope is that these stories expand you the way that they've expanded me. So maybe, just maybe, you don't have to trip over the same parts of life I did. And if you do trip and fall, it's okay. I won't tell anyone. Hello, my little chickens, my little human beings. I don't know why everyone is a chicken and a human being, but it's kind of just been sticking like that for a while, and I can't even help it. It just comes out. So if you're listening to this, you're either a human being or a chicken. There is no gray area. Human being or chicken. Anyways, let's cut to the chase. You guys, I'm on a walk. I have no idea if this is going to be an episode where the sound quality is up to par. So, this might be released, this might not. I have no idea. Also, fun fact, I've only ever listened to one of my episodes of my podcast. I've only ever listened to the first one. I have never listened to anything else because I just can't. So, I guess my editor will tell me if the sound quality is shit and we need a new episode or not, because I'm not re-listening to this. I never re-listen. I refuse. Okay, y'all. I'm on a walk. You know this. I've said it 1,000 times, but why am I recording now? Because when I go on walks, I have just so many, I don't know, I feel like I'm connecting dots. I feel like I'm putting puzzles together in my brain when I go on my little putzing around strolls, and I just can't stop thinking about my mind, everyone's mind, the brain, the power of words and thoughts. I'm always thinking about these things, but I kind of just feel like stream of consciousness, just yapping about and seeing what happens, because why not? I need an outlet. I'm feeling a little pent up, so I know when I'm feeling a little pent up, I need to express myself, and I'm choosing to express myself via this medium. Okay, you guys, what are we going to talk about? I have no idea. Where am I going to begin? I'm just going to start looking at the trees and see what comes to me. Okay. I know where I would like to begin. I want to talk about entangling yourself with words. And I want to talk about the importance of words and why words are quite literally magic. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I'm going to take it there, I fear. I'm going to take it there. When I tell people your words are magic, your words are like the portal to your manifestation. Sometimes people look at me like witchy woohoo, but I'm gonna share an example because it's something I've been thinking about, and like, if you feel like what I'm saying about words being magic and manifestation and you're not buying what I'm selling, listen to this story. Imagine with me, you're on a date. You're on a date with your partner. You guys have been dating for 2 years. Everything is going swimmingly. You love it. You love them. You are just madly in love. You're on this date. Now imagine you get proposed to. You get proposed to. This person not confesses really, but like announces their love for you. They want to get married. Let's say you're not moved in. They say, I want to move in with you. I want to get married. Let's do the damn thing. Let's say you say yes. That spoken word, nothing happened. There was no action. It was just words being shared, will change the trajectory of your life and probably hundreds of people's lives around you. just by speaking. So when I say your words hold the power to manifestation, they are the portal to manifestation. When I'm talking about manifestation, I'm just talking about change in your life, movement, action, things happening. You could literally sit down across from someone and say, let's get married, and then boom, the entire trajectory of your life has changed. Your family's life has changed. Their family's life has changed. You don't even know the people you're affecting by just the power of your words. Your words carry so much magic and potency. That's why it's so important to be thoughtful with your words, to tell the truth, be honest, etc., etc. But now, I want to talk about entangling yourself with words. Because like I said, your words carry so much potent potential for alchemization, manifestation. And what you definitely don't want to be doing, also, if this resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. But you do not want to be entangling yourself with words or phrases that are, I do not have a better word here, negative, okay? Or just not even negative, but just like things you don't want to attach to your own identity, human experience. I see this all the time. I used to be this way. Like when people say, I have anxiety, or I am anxious, or I am depressed, or I have, this was my old one, I have stomach issues, or I am allergic to this, or I am always sad during the month of July, or whatever. I think you're catching my drift. You are entangling your I am with a negative attribute. Do not do this, because it entangles you, these words, it entangles you with the experience of that thing, when what you need to be doing is shifting the way that you speak. It takes work, it takes effort, but if you start being mindful of this, you will change the trajectory of your life. You can say, I'm experiencing symptoms of anxiety. I am experiencing symptoms of this, or I am having symptoms of depression, or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? I know it sounds small, but it's something that I've done that has literally changed my life, specifically with my OCD. I always say, I have OCD, but now if I'm having a day where I am experiencing symptoms of OCD, that's exactly what I'll say. I will say, I'm experiencing symptoms of intrusive thoughts today. Because I'm not saying that you can't say you have anxiety, depression, any mental health or physical health issue, or if you're having problems with interpersonal relationships or whatever. I'm not saying to not vent. I'm not saying to not talk. I'm not saying to not, see what's going on underneath everything. But the way that you speak about it is so crucial, because you do not want to entangle yourself with the word anxiety, trust. Because people that they're so they identify with the word anxiety, and then, well, guess what? They feel anxious all the time. I am honest. I am intelligent. Do not attach an I am statement to something negative. And again, I don't have a better word besides negative here, but just don't do it. It takes constant practice, but you will literally see your life change. Why will you see your life change? Because your words carry the potential to transform your reality. And I'm walking by a bunch of cars, so I hope it doesn't get loud. I want to talk about another reframe that I have in my brain that I practice regularly. I feel like I've been practicing this ever since I was 19 years old, because here's the thing. I want you all to look back at moments of your life that in the moment you deemed bad luck, negative, you were mad that it happened, you didn't get what you wanted, or something of the like. I want you to look back at those moments, and can you now see how they were a good thing? How, thank God, you didn't get that job you wanted. Thank God that person broke up with you. Thank God you didn't get into that school, because now you wouldn't have the life that you have. Look back at those moments with a magnifying glass right now, and can you see how they were all an opportunity for you now? If you can't, I don't even know why you're listening to my podcast, because, oh my God, because it's so like apparent to me that every, I guess, negative or bad thing that has happened to me has actually been in my highest good. It has been a fucking gift, okay, people? And so, with that, the reframe that I have now in my brain, when I get something that, when something happens to me in life that like isn't preferred, it isn't what I thought, I don't get something I thought I wanted, something that you could perceive as negative happens to me, I look at it as an opportunity. One, I believe it is. And two, I know a year from now, I'm going to look back and see it as an opportunity anyways. So I might as well, in the moment, start looking for the silver lining. Looking for the opportunity for me to grow, for me to learn, for me to elevate my consciousness, for me to become another version of Jenna that is just like has more awareness about herself and the world around me. For example, I moved back to Orange County, and I was in this room that I didn't like. I didn't want to be in this room. I couldn't sleep. It was too loud, didn't have a door, etc., etc. However, with this room, there is this like little outside, I'm going to call it like a little outside alley, ? That you can only access from being in this room. And I was walking around the other day and I was like, okay, what is the opportunity here? Because I know God, the universe, whomever, would not give me something unless it was for my highest good, for my highest purpose. But I was really having a hard time understanding what the point was of me getting in this room, because I really didn't like this room. I was feeling like the victim. I was feeling like I had an enemy. I was just feeling like shit about it, because I was like, I don't want to be in this room. I was sitting there with myself outside in that like alley part, and I was like, why am I in this room? Why is this happening? What purpose is this giving me here? And I want to let you guys know, I think I'm going to turn the little alley into a little yoga studio for myself. Because I'm like, you know what? While I'm down here, I'm never going to have another opportunity again to be outside like this and to have privacy in this way. I'm like, I'm turning it into a yoga studio. Now, is this the opportunity? I don't know. Only time will pass, but I can tell you one thing, is I'm not waking up every single day being like, oh, poor me. Why am I in this room? I don't want to be in this room. Now I'm like, oh my God, I have a yoga studio. How great is this? And it gives me something to work on, and it gives me something to do. And I think a lot of people have this mentality of like being the victim of their life and being the victim of whatever circumstances that they're put into. And I'm not talking about some like big T trauma and like tragic events, so like death and grief and loss in that way. I'm not talking about those big things. I am just talking about like the day-to-day shit, like missing your appointment, not getting something that you want, not wanting to go to a concert and the tickets are sold out, or missing a flight, missing a train, like those types of things. I guarantee you those are opportunities for you in some way, shape, or form for you to alchemize your life. That's what I think true alchemy is. Alchemy, if you've ever read The Alchemist, I have thoughts about it, but my biggest takeaway from The Alchemist is that essentially, this guy was put into situations. He was following these signs, following these omens, and they brought him to what one could argue a negative place, a shitty opportunity, or a shitty whatever. Like, it felt like he was unlucky. It could look like he was unlucky, but every single time he followed an omen, followed a sign, he looked at the situation as an opportunity. He looked at it as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to just wait it out, and everything led him exactly where he needed to go. He alchemized his mind. He didn't alchemize necessarily the situation. He just had a good attitude about it. Had an attitude of not being the victim. He wasn't like, oh, poor me, boo me, this bad thing is happening. He is like, no, this is happening for my greatest good, and I know that. And I think that's all I really want to say about alchemy and looking at everything in your life as an opportunity. Like, next time something negative or that you're perceiving as negative or unlucky happens to you, sit down, seriously, sit down, and just give yourself some time to think, like, what is this giving me, though? What is this opportunity? Is there a gift here? Is there a silver lining? And if you can't think of anything, let it go and ask yourself the next day. And just keep looking for that silver lining. Keep looking for that opportunity. Keep looking for it, because I truly believe you're given everything in this life because it's an opportunity for you. And you can either choose for this to be an opportunity and create some magic in your life, or you can choose, because of free will, we have the power here, or you can choose to be the victim. And I see this all the time with so many different people, myself included, in the past. So many people choose to be the victim of their circumstances, but there are a group of people out there that choose to see everything as an opportunity and as a gift. And that's what I do, and it makes me feel fantastic. That's the other thing. This is a little trick. If you are put into a situation that maybe you wouldn't have preferred, or again, you feel like it's like an unlucky, or you didn't get what you want type of situation, and you're just feeling like confused, sad, angry, bitter, frustrated, whatever, what I do to pull myself out of it, not to bypass, like, feel your feelings. I'm not telling anyone to not feel their feelings at all. Do whatever you want with your feelings. But when, after you've went through the process of feeling your feelings, look at the situation, look at the person, look at the job, look at the school, look at the team, look at the whatever, and say thank you. Say, I don't know why this happened, but thank you. And if you can just start being thankful for it every day, even if you're doing it with like gritting your teeth, like, thank you, like, do that, because you will see eventually why it is a good thing. It is a positive thing. It is something for your greater good. You just might not see it in the moment, and that's okay. But I know that you will see it as a positive, as a gift eventually. So that's another reason why I kind of just want to encourage people to look for the silver lining quicker rather than sitting in your suffering. And again, I'm not saying to not have your feelings. Please have your feelings. Don't bypass your feelings. But once you feel like you felt them, you processed it, you got through it, you cried because you didn't get into the school you wanted. Once you've done that and that part is over, you do not need to ruminate on why you didn't get in like a negative way and feel like the victim and start blaming everybody else and blaming yourself and blaming whatever. That's when you say, thank you. Thank you, school, for not letting me into your program. And maybe I don't know what the opportunity is here yet, but I know it will be revealed through time. And so I'm choosing to stay open and looking around and seeing where the gift is, because I know that it's there. And you can do that every single day. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, school. Thank you. Thank you, everything. Thank you, letters of recommendation, for not getting me in. Because you don't know why you didn't get in yet. But you will. And when you do see it, let me tell you, you're going to shit your pants, because you're going to get something even better every single time. I didn't get something I've wanted. I've gotten something better. And I can tell you that with 100% certainty. 100% certainty. Every single time. You have a business fail. Feels like the end of the world. Because it is the end of the world. It's the end of that reality for you. So cry, scream, get mad, whatever. But once you're done with that, you say thank you. And you say, what's the opportunity here? And start paying attention. Start looking around. What you seek, you will find. And I feel like half the time that I say shit, it's like, yeah, no shit. But I think it's important. Because, for example, if you are dating someone, if you're in the dating scene, if you're like on the precipice of maybe taking a commitment further, or not even dating, I'm just like, this could be with anything. If you are on the precipice of like committing to something further, investing more into something, spending more time doing this. Do you know what I mean? The situations of that nature. If in your mind you are telling yourself, there's a better opportunity. There's a person better suited for me to date. There is a better time for me to start my business. There is other things I need to do before I can do this course. I think I want to pull an example from dating, even though this isn't just about dating. I just think I see it so much, and I used to feel this way too. I used to feel paralyzed when like the committing further to another person was offered to me, introduced in my life, because I always was like, oh my God, what if there's someone better for me? And I think what I'm realizing now is that, well, there probably is. There probably is better people out there for you. There probably is another business for you to start. There probably is another company you can invest in. There probably is a better dress for you to wear. There probably is all of these things. And if you keep thinking that way, that's what you're going to find. But in that thought process, you're single. You don't date anybody. In that thought process, you don't start that business. In that thought process, you don't buy that dress. In that thought process, you never invest into another company because you're always thinking that there could be something better. And the fact is that there really probably is. Well, when you think about it, there probably is. But when you're in that headspace, you're living in airy-fairy headland rather than grounded, feet on the ground, taking action. And I think, especially because of social media, also, you guys, I'm still not on social media. I don't plan on getting back on that thing. But, sorry, I'm huffing and puffing a little bit. But I think with social media as well, it gives everyone, like, we have so many choices. There are so many options. There are so many people. Think of dating apps. Oh my God, I think dating apps, they have to be the worst thing for our brains because of exactly what I just said. Like, we're constantly thinking there's someone better. There probably is. There's someone hotter than your current partner. There's someone smarter. There's someone suited. But guess what? At the end of the day, no matter who you pick, there's going to be flaws. There's going to be problems because we're dealing with life here, people. Same with businesses or companies you want to invest in, for example. Yes, there probably is a company that you could invest in that would be quote unquote better, but it's still not going to be perfect because we're dealing with people, we're dealing with life, we're dealing with unforeseen circumstances, we're dealing with fucking nature, baby. And so, I don't know, going back to the dating apps thing, it's like, oh my God, there's like so many choices. When you have so many choices, you never end up picking. You never even end up doing anything. Or you spend so long thinking about it that, like, what is that about? I don't know. I'm very cognizant of this, and I'm doing everything in my power to just make choices, make decisions. Because if you go back to my very first episode, cellular certainty, there is no such thing as the wrong choice. There is only a 100% accuracy in every choice that you make, because life will change around you. Make a choice, make a decision, do what feels right in the moment, tune into your intuition, tune into your inner knowing, make a choice, say yes or no, and life will form around it. And it will be very clear if you give it some time, whether it's the quote-unquote right or wrong thing for you to be doing. You guys, I am noticing something about the world we live in, or at least the reality that I'm living in. I have met some people. I have known some people for years now. My whole life, actually. I've known some of these people. It seems to me that we are operating in a different reality. And it's so wild to me. Feeling it, seeing it. I'm seeing people talk and discuss things and go about their life in a certain way based on fear, worry, anxiety, scarcity, those types of energies. And then I'm seeing other people move through their life with abundance, love, joy, gratitude, contentment. And it's not as black and white as you would think. Like, some of these people I'm meeting, they're glorious, wonderful people. Some of these people I know, they're an absolute joy. They're such good people, but behind the scenes, when they're alone, you can tell that they're operating on worry and nervousness and fear. How do I know this? Because it comes out in really subtle ways. For example, you're driving in a car with someone and someone in front of them is driving below the speed limit. Let's say they're going 5 under the speed limit. People operating out of fear, worry, scarcity, and where their nervous system is all just fucking going 100 miles a minute. They are huffing and puffing behind the wheel. They're outwardly complaining about it. They're negative. You can feel the energy in the car start to get tense. I personally feel a constriction. And then there's other people who don't even know. They don't even mind. They don't care because it's not that big of a deal. They're like, oh, whatever. They're probably not even thinking about the fact that the person in front of them is going slower than the speed limit. Two types of people living in two different realities within one reality. Because the one reality is that there are two cars. One car is in the front going 5 miles below the speed limit. There's a car behind. One is having a negative experience in the car, huffing and puffing. Their knuckles are gripping. They're starting to look around like, how can I pass this person? They're now anxious about where they're going, what they're doing. They're being negative. The whole energy in the car is like about to burst. That's what it feels like. And then there's another person who's not even fucking paying attention because they don't care, because that's not the point. They're not affected by those little mundane things because they know life is so much bigger. There's so many other things to be talking about, to be concerned with. I know that might be a silly example, but I've experienced it recently. And it's just like so apparent to me that there's one reality that we are living in, kinda. Very subjective. There's one reality, but there's two different experiences happening at the exact same time. And so with that, I want to ask you, what reality do you want to live in? Do you want to live in fear, scarcity, nervousness? Or do you want to live in love and contentment and joy and gratitude? Obviously, everyone's going to say they want to live in love and joy, but are you down? Are you disciplined? Are you devoted to that every single day? I really want to encourage people to read a book. Read a book on love. Read a book on gratitude. Read a book on contentment. Read a book on your mind. Read a book on reality. Listen to a podcast. Do something to educate yourself in terms of your reality, your mind, your subconscious, your unconscious. And find a practice and get discipline. You have to practice this shit every single day. Because everyone's knee-jerk reaction is fear, negativity. So you actually have to make this a practice, people. Okay. I'm feeling quite settled, quite satisfied. I would like to be done now. And I am walking in dirt again. So I know there's going to be a little pitter-patter. Okay, you guys, I know I talked about entangling your words with experiences and all that jazz. Again, if you're interested in knowing about this, read a book. Read a book. Read from an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just the experimenter in life. All I do is read books. All I do is listen to podcasts. All I do is listen and read and share information about these things, and then I start practicing them, and the trajectory of my life has changed big time. But you got to do the same. You got to educate yourself, and then you got to put this shit into practice. Listen to an expert. Use my words as inspiration to go educate yourself. I'm not the educator here. Entangling yourself with words, look up entanglement. Look up the power of words. Look up quantum entanglement. Look up that if you're interested. I don't even know what else I talked about, to be completely honest with you. What else did I talk about? Oh, everything is an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity. Mindset shift. I don't even feel like I can wrap up what I even spoke about. I'm I don't even know what I spoke about. I just went on a walk and I just started yapping out loud. Okay, you guys, whatever. I hope you found some sort of value in this. I hope this did something for you. This week is going to change my life. I will be back to report next week. Just know I'm planting the seed. This week is going to change the trajectory of my life. I have things happening. And I know my life is going to change because of it. And I am dramatic, but this is also not dramatic. I know that my life is going to change. And so I will report back next week and say, did my life change? Yes or no? I know it is, but maybe I'll fill you guys in. Maybe I won't. I have no idea. Still. Okay. Live La Vida Loca. Go read a book. Rewrite your story. Rewrite your subconscious mind. Lead with love. Everything is an opportunity. Say thank you. And yeah, seriously, I don't even know what else. Love you guys. Okay, bye.